I wash the toilet, I clean the rooms, I spread people's beds. Sometimes you find condoms on the bed. You have to take it and put it in the bin. And those days, they're not even giving you gloves. There's no time to wear gloves, because if you wear gloves, you're not going to finish washing your rooms. Because what happens is they give you like 12 rooms or 15 rooms according to the floor. Sometimes even 20 rooms. And then they're like, you have to finish by this time because people are checking in. What time do you have to be putting gloves, to be doing paratatata? No, it has to be pam, 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 one room done, pam, pam, pam. So when I came to this country, I struggled. But even in my struggle, I was like, this is not my portion. I know that I'm going somewhere. I ate from the bin. We used to live in a house, and like I said, it was me, my boyfriend, and another lady sleeping in just one room. And even there, I was, you know, when you look at magazines and you look at beautiful houses, and then you confess that this will be my house someday. This will be my car someday. When I left Kenya, I didn't even know how to drive, but I knew that one day I'll learn how to drive and I'll get my own car. Yeah. Okay. There's people who will tell you things because they want you to grow. Genuinely, they want you to grow. There are people who tell you things because they want to put you down. There are people who tell you things because they want you to be stagnant. So 3 things. 1, they actually want you to grow. 2, they want to put you down. 3, they want you to be stagnant. Look, you can have a friend, a very good friend, Lynn. This friend is marvelous. In fact, these friends can die for you. Yes. But the minute you step out of their expectation of you, you become enemy number 1. True story.
So trust the process. One day your life is gonna change. Keep on believing. You will be better than before. So trust the process.
Yeah, my name is Lydia Tett Olet, and I'm a Kenyan, okay? And because all my bracelets, you know, I always walk in the streets like, because I'm so proud of who I am. I'm so proud of my culture. Yeah. So I always say, yeah, I'm a Kenyan. Pa, Wakanda forever. But anyway,
Wakanda forever.
Wakanda forever. Yeah. So I'm a mother, a single mother, by the way, of 3 beautiful girls. And somebody will say, why do you like saying a single mother? It's not that I'm proud that I'm single, and probably I would like to have somebody with me, but let me tell you something, you have to own what you have. All this living in denial and pretense and saying, oh, I'm not single, oh, by faith. No, God knows that I'm single, okay? And if I start living in denial, then I'll know I'm not accepting what is happening in my life. Oh, yeah. And a lot of people live in denial. Yes. So I am a single mother, and of 3 beautiful angels. You know, I'll be a single mother again if I have to be a single mother and have them. I'll have them forever. So I'm an entrepreneur, and I'm also a philanthropist. So I do work with a lot of charities, especially in Kenya. There's a school that we are trying to build in Kibera called Shama Splendid School. That's we're doing right now. And I also work in schools. I teach culture, because what I believe, Lynn, is we're in the UK, okay, where children are not taught their culture. Children are actually denied their culture. And the reason why I say denied is because when they grow up, they now want to know their identity. When they grow up, that's the time to say, oh, I want to learn my language. Yes. Why didn't you just teach them when they were young? So you denied them all this time, and then now they're older. Instead of them doing something else, they now have to start digging in who I am, who am I, going back to their country of origin. You understand? So I've gone to schools, the mainstream schools, and I'm teaching culture. And I teach more about Kenyan history or Kenyan culture, because that's where I come from. But also I try to now merge it with an African culture, just the countries I'm more familiar with, because I don't want to say anything that is not true. And I also do arts and craft in schools, so that's something that I do as well. And I love facilitating workshops in schools. And I'm also in Nollywood. So I have my Nigerian family, so I always say that's my third third country, my third family. Because first is Kenya, and then UK, and then Nigeria. Ogao. I'm also a director of a play, so I do write plays as well. So I actually wrote a play called The Darkest Hours of Victory, about the Mau Mau, because I love history. And I always feel like history has been forgotten. We have unsung heroes, okay, who died for us, who fought for us, but we don't care about that anymore, okay? So we've forgotten people like Dedan and Kimathi. There's so many of them, but we've forgotten what they did for us. Even Baba, I know some people say, oh, that's history, but also Baba did a lot for us.
He's an enigma.
Yeah, and that's why I respect that man so much, because of, not because he's Luo or because, no, it's because of what he did for us to be where we are right now.
Yeah.
Because before you know where you're going, you must know where you're coming from. And for him, he taught us where we're coming from. Okay? So I wrote a play, Darkest Hours of Victory, and the play is based, 98% of the play is actually based on true facts. And I went to Kenya and I met Gitu Kahengeri, who actually initiated the payment of the Mau Mau. And of course, we know that that payment, the lawyers ate almost everything. So not even the people who are entitled to, they didn't really get the money. So I do the plays as well, so I'm a theater director as well. I also work for an insurance company, and that's actually my main thing that I do. Because Lynn, what I believe is, if there's a problem, I look for a problem, I find a solution, and then I ask God to help me execute it. And I believe in that, because in our community, especially Black community, we don't believe in insurance. It's not something, it's not in our culture. We're so used to Harambe, or if somebody passes on.
But I think it's because most people think that people who work in insurance are liars, and insurance has so many lies, and they just have, you could save like for 10 years, and after something happened, they will be like, no, that was not in the clause or something. There's that stereotype that people in insurance are just, nah, it's a no-go zone. Or is it because in Kenya we've been used to being lied to a lot?
Okay, the thing with that is, I always tell people, because people ask me, does insurance, sometimes they don't pay. It's true they don't pay. But the reason is because we think that we can lie to them. Because somebody thinks, oh, I'll just withhold this little information. This is just a little information, you won't bother. But every information is so important when you're taking insurance. I do insurance. I've seen people who've been denied payment. Even if you check insurance providers, you'll see that some of them are 89% payout, 90% payout. So what happened to the 10% that were not paid is because if you look at their cases, they lied. There's something they did not disclose. So insurance people are not liars. You are the liar, because people think, I'm going to lie, just withhold this. But when it comes to payment, they will dig every information. So whatever you did not disclose, that is it.
That is it.
They're not going to pay you. Like, example, a lot of people withhold things like, I drink. You can't do that. I smoke. You can't do that, because if you say you smoke, or if you say you drink, you're allowed up to 20 units a week. For crying out loud. So it's okay, you can say you drink, but some people withhold that information, because if you say you drink, you smoke, or if you have a certain a medical underlying condition, if you say those things, your insurance will go really, really high. So some people think, oh, let me just say I don't have this, I don't smoke. But when you pass on, they're going to check your medical, they're going to do autopsy, they're going to check every single thing just for them not to pay. So why do you give them that cost for them not to pay? Just say everything. Because it's better for them to tell me that you're going to pay £100 more, and then I know that I'm paying more, but when I pass on, definitely I'll get my money, than me paying £50 and then something happens and then I don't get my money. Good. Do you understand?
Yeah. Now I'm looking at you. First, I hear the area we are doing this, where your office is, because we're at your office right now. This is like the creme de la creme of business people in the UK. And I'm looking at you and I can't believe that almost 30 years ago, you came into this country and you are eating straight from the bin, right? Someone will look at you and they'll be like, nah, she lying. This woman, nah, you know, and I know because we've done your story before of how you came here. Now you are a single mom, and I'm just going to say single because you own it with so much pride, and I don't believe there's anything wrong with it. And you are a single mom, and how your heart was broken. So if you could walk us through your journey coming here in the UK to you being this incredible, you are just like a business mogul. Like right now, you're just, okay, you're big deal, which is okay, because we gotta own it. If it is, it is, right? We don't have to play small so that people won't say, Anajiringa, look at her. But you are such a big deal right now, even in the UK and among the Kenyan community. So if you could take us back to this girl who came here and rose from nothing, and some of the lessons that the people who are watching back home can be able to pick.
Okay, just to go back in that Jiringa means like she's boasting, whatever. I don't really care about that, because I don't care. People like defining you. People like putting you in a box and saying, no, you have to behave like this. They expect this from you. So if you come out of their expectation, they're like, oh, you're boasting, you're this. I don't really care. I don't care what people say. I don't care what people think, because it's what I say and what I think that matters to me the most.
Period.
So I don't really care about everybody else, because whatever they say does not define me. What defines me is my own character and my own belief.
Yeah.
And I believe that God has put me here, because the thing is, you remember the talent in the Bible, when God said he gave this one this talent and this one this talent. If I bury what God has given me, I'm not going to bless someone else.
Yeah.
And that comes as well in testimony, all right? So we have a lot of people who think, oh my God, I'm not going to talk. So what does the Bible tell the Bible tell us? The Bible says that he was overcome by the blood of the Lamb and the power of our testimony. That means that we need to speak up. So if God has done something for you, you need to speak up. You're not speaking up to take the glory. You're speaking up to give God the glory.
Yes.
That's one. You're speaking up to give somebody hope where there was no hope.
Yes.
You're also talking to give somebody, inspire somebody and motivate somebody that, okay, if Lydia can do it, I can do it. Do you understand?
Yes.
So when I give my testimony and anybody sits there and think, oh, she's boasting, who does she think? I don't care.
Oh, man.
I don't care,
This
because
level.
I'm following the Bible.
Period.
Speak your testimony.
Speak your...
And my testimony is from grace to grace. Okay, Lynn, when I came to this country, I had nothing. I didn't even know where I was going. I had, my mind was just playing up that, oh, if I go to England. I know somebody said there was money in the trees.
Money grows on trees.
Money grows on
Maisha
trees.
London.
Hey, you know, the Bible says that the kingdom of God is made of gold. So I was thinking, hey, England, the roads are made of gold. I'll just go and pick the biggest gold, sell it, bam, I'm done. Shock of my life. Rude shock of my life.
Yeah.
That wasn't the case. So I struggled. I came to this country, and yes, my story is out there, so people can listen to that part 1. So this is part 2, so I'm not going to go back.
Yeah, but just briefly.
Okay, just
for the
briefly,
new people who are watching. Yes.
Okay. So like I said, I've always been this focused person, and I was a dancer. That's what I did.
Yeah.
And I know people undermine dancers. They look at dancers and think you're prostitutes. They think you're rubbish. You know, they always say you're a doctor, engineer, or a doctor, engineer, or a lawyer. If you're number 4, you're a failure. So I was part of those number 4 that people define as failures, but I did not define myself as a failure, because I'm not a failure.
Yes.
Okay.
You can now send money to Kenya at great rates and with 0 transfer fees. Trust TapTap for convenient, safe, and fast transactions to M-Pesa and to Kenyan bank accounts. Download today and get a bonus on your first transfer.
So I came to this country not even knowing where I was going. I lived in a house with almost 20 Kenyans. We slept, some were sleeping on the floor, some were sleeping on the bed. But in all this, Lynn, I knew this is not my portion. I knew that I was made for greatness, and I'm going to get to my goals. I'm going to get to my destiny. I'm not there yet, but I'm going to get there. Before I pass on in this life, I have to leave a legacy for my children and for people who are also looking at me. Because if you give up, there are so many people who will give up because of you, because there are so many people who look to you. Because in this world, we have more followers than leaders. Okay? So the followers that look up to you, if you give up and say, you know, I'm done, how many people are going to be done as well?
How many?
How many? Do you get me? So that is why I said I am going to go. I am going to go from 1 to 2 to 3 until I get there.
Oh, yeah.
Until I get there.
Yes.
Okay? And also as a mother, as a friend, as an auntie, as a whatever you want to call it, I have to make sure that whatever I leave behind, somebody else can carry it and carry the torch, and make sure that they put it up there. You know, when you carry the torch, when you're running and somebody carries the torch, you have to make sure that the torch gets where it's supposed to get. So when I came to this country, I struggled. But even in my struggle, I was like, this is not my portion. I know that I'm going somewhere. I ate from the bin. We used to live in a house, and like I said, it was me, my boyfriend, and another lady sleeping in just one room. And even there, I was, you know, when you look at magazines and you look at beautiful houses, and then you confess that this will be my house someday. This will be my car someday. When I left Kenya, I didn't even know how to drive, but I knew that one day I'll learn how to drive and I'll get my own car. Okay, so I ate from the bin because we lived in a subletted house, so we were just in a room, and I wasn't working. My boyfriend wasn't working, and we were struggling. Sometimes we go and pick fruits that in the streets and eat. But I knew, even though I'm doing all these things, it's not the end of me. So from there, I worked hard. And the other thing as well with human beings is when somebody tells you, or maybe you listen to all these motivational speakers, yeah, you can do it, yeah, you can do it. You can do it.
Wake up, you can do it. You can do it. You have power within you. Believe. Hold yourself.
Yeah.
Oh my God, you can do it.
You can do it. Just close your eyes and say, yes, I can. Oh, yes, I can. My friend, when you open that eyes, situation is still there. The circumstances is still there.
You go work.
You have to work. You have to put the work in. There's no way you can plant apples and expect bananas. It's not happening.
Yes.
So you have to plant the apple and know that when it germinates, it's the apple you're gonna get.
Yeah.
So if you're sitting you're sitting yourself in the house. I don't want to use those
If
words.
you're sitting your ass down
Okay,
and
thank
you're
God.
expecting if you plant bananas, you're going to get apples, it's not going to happen.
It's not going to happen.
Yeah.
So all these things that people say, it's like somebody who is obese, somebody who's big, and every time they say, I'm going to go to the gym, I'm going to go to the gym. Go to the gym. You not lose weight by saying it. You lose weight by doing it. Okay? So it's the same thing. So if you say that I'm going to be a millionaire, I want to do this, I want to do this, you have to put the work in. You cannot have 100 pounds in the account and then go to the ATM and expect to take 200 pounds. No, you're going to take 100 pounds.
Yes.
So I worked, but I was also realistic with my dreams. You have to be realistic with your dreams.
Yes.
You have to be realistic with your expectations. You have to be realistic with everything you put in.
Yeah.
So I wasn't thinking, from today I'll just like maybe run, like if you want to lose weight, and then I walk for 3 hours and then I come back home and the weight is gone.
Yeah.
No, it's a process.
It's a process.
Lynn, nobody wants the process. Everybody wants the finished product. Nobody wants to hear about the process. Nobody wants it. Everybody just wants the finished product. And that's why somebody say, but I want what Lynn has. I want what Lydia has. No, there was a process. Lynn did not just become there. God did not just throw a Lynn, and Lynn is there. No, there was a process.
Yeah.
But people don't want to go through the process. They just want the finished product.
Yeah.
I went through a process. That is my process was when I ate in the bin, when I put it in, when I sacrificed, when I had my children. My boyfriend left me when my last born was only 2 years old. Now she's 16. At that time, she was only 2 years old. So I struggle with them. So my dream was realistic. I knew that I have to take time out and look after my children. Because as well as I want to be rich, I want to be famous, I want to have this, I want to motivate people, inspire people. At whose expense? My children's expense? No. So I had to take time out and say, you know what, these 5 years I'm taking out is just for me to bring up my children.
Yeah.
Because it's been scientifically proven that a child, within the 5 years, that's when everything you've instilled in that child will stick.
Yeah.
So within those 5 years, it's so important for a parent to be there for their children.
Yes.
So for me, personally, and that was just my choice, I stayed there with my children.
Now, let me take you back so that they get to understand. So you came here, and just like many other people, you had no papers. You have to keep hiding from the cops, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. And I've seen like here, if they catch you and you have no papers, you're an illegal immigrant, that's deportation, right? You fell in love with this guy that you knew, this is the love of my life. 3 children later, he moves on with one of your friends. Guys, that whole interview is on our segment, The Lynn Ngugi Show, which we shot. But I want to understand now from a business perspective, what were you doing? What kind of activities were you involved in that the return was money? And then you started saying, you know, I gotta save, and taking a 5-year gap to raise your kids. Where is the money coming from?
Okay. That's why I always say that Maju, like they call it, or now UK, or it's or developed world, as they say it. It's lonely, and there's always also opportunity. So there's advantages and disadvantages.
Yeah.
Now, one of the advantage is that if you're a single mother or a single dad, they can help you. The government can help you.
Yeah.
But it's just with just little money, but they're helping you. So it's up to you to feel like, okay, this money that they're giving me, I'll just be satisfied with this for now and look after my children. So the government was helping.
Yes.
Okay, so that's what happens in the civilized world. They do help.
Yeah.
That one 100% I'll give them.
Yeah.
So but you must, for them to help you, you must just stay in the house, not that work and they're helping you as well, because that's double money. So you must stay home and say, you know, I just want to look after my children. Can you guys help me?
Yeah.
They'll help you.
Yeah.
So I was just satisfied with the little money that I was getting, but I just said, you know what, let me stay home and look after my children. But when I started work, Lynn, I started as a dancer. Okay, so that's what I was doing.
Yes.
All right, and just after doing the chambermaids, after doing all those jobs that people do in the UK.
Chambermaids?
Chambermaids.
No, take me through the odd jobs. That's just like what I want my
The
audience.
old jobs.
Yes.
Yeah. Ish. I wash the toilet, I clean the brooms, I spread people's beds. Sometimes you find condoms on the bed. You have to take it and put it in the bin. And those days, they're not even giving you gloves. There's no time to wear gloves, because if you wear gloves, you're not going to finish washing your rooms, because what happens is they give you like 12 rooms or 15 rooms according to the floor, sometimes even 20 rooms. And then they're like, you have to finish by this time because people are checking in. What time do you have to be putting gloves, to be doing pa-ta-ta-ta-ta? No, it has to be pam, 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 one room done, pam, pam, pam. So in that process of doing all those rooms and washing toilets and doing this, and then I just sat and I said, this is not what I want for myself. By that time, like you're saying, you don't have papers, you don't have documents, you can't do anything else because they want the documentation. So it is hard at that particular time. It was so hard because there's nothing else you can do.
Yeah.
Because this company, I've employed you without your papers. So you don't want to go to another company because they'll ask you where your documents.
Yeah.
So you're just stuck in this place.
You
So I
don't
did
have a choice.
You don't have a choice. So I did chambermaid for such a long time. And then when I finished sandwiches, I got somebody who introduced me to, when I finished with the washing the toilets and everything.
That's what they call
chambermaid.
sandwiches?
No, it's chambermaid.
Okay.
So when I finished with chambermaid, I now went to do sandwiches.
Okay.
Okay. So it's when I was doing sandwiches, like a boyfriend now came over.
Yes.
And I got pregnant with my first baby.
Yeah.
And because I was just feeling sick and everything, I couldn't do that job either.
Yeah.
So they fired me.
Yeah.
Okay, so now they fired me. I don't have proper documentations and I'm pregnant. So no one can employ me.
Yes.
So through that period, if there's anything called suffer, I suffered. It toughened me. It toughened me. And then through that period, and then I had my baby, and then because I couldn't do anything, the pregnancy was so bad, it was so horrible that even the doctor advised me to abort it. The doctor was like, this is too bad. Why did I say, no, I'm not going to take my baby out. No way I'm aborting my baby. So when I had her, immediately I had the baby, everything came back to normal. I couldn't even have a wash. If water went on my skin, I would scratch myself for hours. So because I didn't have a wash, I was so dark. I was dark like, not my hair. I want to say like my hair. My hair is red.
No, your hair is red.
Like your hair.
Oh, wow.
Now when I had the baby,
like my hair.
Dark.
Like your lashes, though.
Like my lashes. Oh yeah, like my lashes. Maybe I say So when I had the baby, I actually had a wash for 2 hours. I was washing myself like this. You could see black things coming out. That's how bad my pregnancy was. But I kept it.
Yeah.
So when I had the baby now, I have to start looking for work. But the baby's young, it's your first baby. Oh God, Lynn, this country, there's nobody to help you. You know, in Kenya, you can say auntie so-and-so, uncle, sijui neighbor, shosh. There's no shosh or uncle here. It's you, yourself, and you. So, but the boyfriend was there at that time as well, so he was helping. He has no job, I have no job. How do you survive? The government was helping us, but the little money can't feed 3 people.
Yes.
So we're just struggling and squeezing whatever we can. And then I met this guy, and then I started dancing. And that was that was my passion, was dancing. But when I started dancing, I said, so I'm only dancing, that's all I'm doing. How am I going to elevate myself? So from dancing, I learned drumming. You know, so I started drumming. So I have 64 drums in my house right now. So I started going to schools doing drumming, okay? After drumming, I was like, this is not enough. I started following this guy who was doing storytelling. So I learned how to do storytelling. Now, I started doing storytelling. So now I have 3 things: dancing, drumming, storytelling. Okay, that was not enough. I was like, okay, this is not enough. What can I do again? I started doing arts and craft, right? So within arts and craft, there's bead making, there's mask making, there's collage, and there's batik.
Yeah.
So I learned all those things. Now I have so many things. So I have arts and craft, I have drumming. So anytime they called me in a school, I was more advantaged. I was in more advantaged position because I know all these things. So I was getting more jobs. But now getting more jobs, children.
Yes.
How do I do that? So that was a problem. But we managed. Yeah. My daughter, my big daughter, that girl, I don't know what I can give her. I can give her me. She helped me a lot because there was a 6 years gap. So she looked after her sisters. She helped me look after her sisters, and I did my job. And then I finished. I was like, what else can I do? So it's just like, what else can I do? Okay, acting. I met this lady. Her name is T.Y. Moore. Yeah. So thank you so much, T.Y. Moore, for introducing me to Nollywood movies. Yes. I started doing Nollywood movies. I wrote my first movie, and it took me to Nigeria. Wow. And I'd not written a movie in my life. But this T.Y. was like, you're writing plays. If you can write plays, you can do a movie. Yes. So I wrote a movie. Yeah. It was acted. It went to Nigeria and Silver Galleria. Yeah. And that is it. And then I started doing plays as well. So I started writing plays, and I actually did the play here in this country 3 different times. Yeah. It was so packed. It was full. Finished doing plays. So I'm now doing Nollywood. I'm doing play. What else can I do? I started doing MC. So I also MC, host events. Yeah. And then that's not enough. What else can I do? Oh God. Now, I'm more of an act person. I'm more of, what's the word I'm looking for? Into arts. Yes. Okay? So I'm not into computers. I'm not a doctor or engineer. I'm just into arts. So anything related to arts, I was looking and I'm thinking, what can I do more to enhance what I have? And then I said, okay, why can't I do events? But the event actually was inspired by the lady who committed suicide. It was inspired by networking and socializing. And the more other thing as well, in investment, because people used to send money home, and I'm a victim of that. Yeah. You send money home either to your brother, sister, mother, father, it doesn't matter. And they won't do what you ask them to do. Yeah. You ask them to build your house, 4 things will happen. 1, there's nothing. They'll tell you, they'll go and take pictures, people's houses, and tell you, oh my God, my sister, look at your house. And you're thinking, dang, my house is nice. And they've been spreading, look at my house. Nothing. That's 1. Yeah. And if you go there, they would ask you utadu. Utadu means what will you do anyway? You know, and there's nothing you can do. And then that's 1. 2, they'll build your house, but the house is like this. You're like, oh my God, am I gonna fall? Because probably you send them 1 million pounds and they only use 10 pounds. Yeah. So the house is actually falling over. And they'll ask you again, utadu, what will you do? And then the other one as well, they'll build a very beautiful house. Very, very beautiful, but they'll put their name. What can you do? Nothing. Because the title deed is on their name. Yeah. The 4th one, yes, they'll build your house and it's yours, beautiful house, but that's rare. That happens, yes, but very, very rare. So I've met a lot of people who are crying, who are struggling, who have been beaten so many times. Because, you know, when you go to the salon, there's so much gossip in the salon. And because I've got short hair, I go to the men's salon and I go to the women's salon. So I listen to all the gossip. Yes. And there's people who have committed suicide, the people who, because of that. Because some people, like, you know, this country, some people don't have papers. And they've worked so hard. And they've sent money home. And then they're like, you know what? Stay with your country. I'm going home because I have business. I have a house. They go there, there's nothing. And now they can't come back. What do? Some people are not strong enough. They just commit suicide. So I thought, wow, what can I do to... That's how Kenya and Friends in the Park was born. Yeah. And a lot of things have happened. A lot of good things have happened to Kenya and Friends in the Park. Yeah. So that is something as well that now I do. People now call me and tell me, oh, can you help us organize events? So I thought, okay, let me just do events organizing. So I do that as well. I organize events as well. And I also do insurance, like I said. And then I also went to uni. I never even thought I can do that. But I went to uni and I did international business. So I also do business now. Yeah. Right?
Your graduation photo is beautiful. Yes. It was just you and your daughters, and I was like, this is gold. What made you go back to school?
Well, what made me go to school is I actually used to think that I'm dumb. Like, I'm just dumb because I can't read, I can't write. But that was a lie. That was a total lie. It's because, first of all, my mind was playing up. It's because I was never going to school. Anytime I went to school, because we were so poor, they would send me back home because of school fees. You know how school fees is back home. So they always send me home. And because of that, I just became rebellious. I didn't want anything to do with books. I just became rebellious. But afterwards, I was thinking, probably I was like that because I didn't get the opportunity. But now the opportunity is here. Why can't I use this? So then I can't now say I didn't have an opportunity. Now the opportunity is there. So take this opportunity and do it. So that's what I did. So I just started, okay, maybe I can. Yes, I can. Oh, yes, I can. And then I enrolled myself to a college first. So I started college, and then I did college for 2 years. After that, I went to uni as well for 2 years. So I did 4 years of international business.
Congratulations.
And I did my degree.
Look at you now.
So I'm thinking of doing my master's as well. You know.
And then, go on. Go on,
definitely,
do it.
Definitely. That's my next one. Doing my master's as well. And then I'm done. So now, because I'm just collecting so many things in the basket, because they always say don't store your eggs in one basket. So I'm just collecting so many things. So I know that age is catching up as well with every single person. So by the time I'm that age, I know that I have this, I have this, I have that I can fall back into this one. If it doesn't work, I fall back into this. If it doesn't work, there's something else. But if I'm and then I can do this 9 to 5. And I'm not saying anything is wrong with 9 to 5, but I like being in control. I like controlling my own work. I like controlling myself. See, now you guys are here. I'm with you all the time. That's because I'm self-employed. So I can actually work when I want to work. Nobody dictates to me and say, you have to be at work at 9 to 5 or 9 to 6. I don't do them. I don't do them stuff. I like my independence.
I don't do them stuff.
I don't do them stuff.
Oh,
I
what?
like my independence. I like it from being a single mother, from work, from everything. So that's why, and I always advise even my children know that I've told my children, you're not going to work for nobody. You're not going to work for nobody. People are going to work for you. Because you have to be self-employed. You have to have business. You have to have that mindset. But if you have a mindset of, I'm going to work for someone, I'm going to work from 9 to 5. And some people are so scared. They're really actually so scared.
Fear of what?
Fear of what? Of the unknown. And you know how I define fear? False evidence appearing real. It is false, but yet it appears real. So it's not real. So get out, girl. Go and do what you want to do. Do you understand? So, and I'm not against any 9 to 5. That is what you've chosen, because we all have our choices. We all have what we like to do. If you've chosen to do 9 to 5, do it. That's yours. Do it. But personally, and also teaching my own children, 9 to 5 is not yours.
You're not, it's not your portion. Nah. It's not your portion.
Nah. You have to be independent in every way. What's the point of me saying I'm independent, but yet somebody's controlling me 9 to 5 and telling me no, I can't even take a holiday, I have to depend on their holiday, I have to if I want to right now, Lynn, if I say, you know what, you're going to Kenya, I'm following you, I don't need to ask permission from anybody.
Is self-employment rare in the UK?
Well, it's not. There's a lot of people who are actually self-employed. There's a lot, and there's also a lot of Kenyans who are actually self-employed. So it's not really, it's just that probably the beginning is scary, but there's a lot of people who are self-employed.
How do you feel knowing that, you just conquer and you keep conquering and you're not even sorry? It's like, sorry.
Unapologetic. Unapologetically. I don't apologize to nobody. Because God have given me that baton. God have given me the torch. God have said, go and conquer the world. Why would I now be scared? And the other thing as well, I know people are always scared of praising, because I know every time I praise my children, somebody say, oh, you talk about your children like they're perfect. No, they're not. But I'll praise them. I'll praise my children, because God has given, that is a testimony. My children are my testimony, because
they were never meant to survive.
Exactly, especially my firstborn, and here she is. And my secondborn as well, Lynn, when I went to have that baby, because I had a very bad experience with my firstborn, I went to because that's again another benefit in the UK. You can just say, I want cesarean, I want to push, and they'll do what you want, and they do what you want. So when I got there in the hospital, I was like, I want cesarean. And the doctor was like, but the first one you pushed, so why do you want? I said, I want cesarean. If anything happens to me, I'm going to sue you. The doctor was just like, you know what, take her to the theater, take her to the theater. So I went to the theater, and when I had my baby, the umbilical cord was actually, it was entangled. The umbilical cord was entangled around her neck. So if I pushed, my baby right now won't be there. That's my second one, she won't be there. So God wanted these children to be here. God wanted me to have them.
Yes.
So why should I now be scared to praise my children? Because I'll think, oh, that my neighbor or that my friend. That my friend and my neighbor,
yes.
That's not my problem. My problem is what God has given me, and God has given me my children. So I will praise them. And if you want to feel like, oh, Nigerian, she's boasting with her children, that's your problem. And that's the thing that we don't do as well to ourselves. We don't praise ourselves enough. If somebody tells you, oh my God, you look nice, you tell them they look nice too. No, that was for you to say,
yes.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Because if you thought they looked nice, you would have probably said it first. But because you didn't say it,
yes.
You've seen them, you didn't say it.
Yeah.
But now they're telling you look nice.
Yeah.
Take the praise
Take
and
the
say,
praise.
oh, thank you very much.
Yeah. I appreciate that.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
And if they call you names, like I know even you, sometimes I call you celebrity. Like, I'm not a celebrity. Lynn, you are celebrity.
No.
Take it.
No, I'm not. No.
Yes, you are. Oh. Yes, you are. You are our Kenyan Oprah. So take it. Okay, you're better than Oprah. Somebody said I shouldn't say that.
Oh.
You are our Lynn Ngugi of Kenya. Okay, yeah. Because again, you shouldn't say you want to be like someone else.
Yes.
But I'm the one who said it, not you.
Yeah.
But the thing is, when we praise, when people give us praises, we shy away. We don't know how to take praises. We feel, no, please stop saying that. No, it's because we need to know who we are. We need to know our worth.
Yes.
We need to appreciate ourselves. We need to know that if somebody tells you this is nice, you shouldn't doubt it. If they were saying it just to be spiteful, that's the problem. But for me, I know my dress is hot. So if somebody tells me, oh, like I meet a lot of people all the time, they look at my hair and they're like, oh my God, I like your hair. Even some people who think, oh my God, how can she have that red hair? That's the problem.
No, mine.
Not mine.
Whatever you think is a bonus.
That's your problem because you're the one dealing with that issue of hate. I'm not dealing with it. So why would I make your issue my issue?
I don't know. I think the stereotype around confident women is just something else. Like someone, like right now, I know is listening to you and they're like, this one, she'll never get a husband again. Who does she think she is? You know, it's just like, I don't know. I think it's always funny because people think the end goal for a woman is to have a husband, right? So someone, you know, that stereotype around like confident women and people just how they judge just because you're opening your mouth and you're speaking your truth. How do you deal with such criticism?
Well, let me tell you, are those haters now or
opinionated?
Let me tell you something. There's people who will tell you things because they want you to grow. Genuinely, they want you to grow. There are people who tell you things because they want to put you down. There are people who tell you things because they want you to be stagnant. So 3 things. 1, they actually want you to grow. 2, they want to put you down. 3, they want you to be stagnant. Look, you can have a friend, a very good friend, Lynn. This friend is marvelous. In fact, these friends can die for you.
Yes.
But the minute you step out of their expectation of you, you become enemy number 1.
True story.
Why? Because they wanted you to live under their mercy. The minute you're not living under their mercy, you're now an enemy. Enemy number 1. Look at that Lynn. Who does she think she is? I'm the one who gave her this. I'm the one who gave her this platform. I'm the one who did this. No, you didn't. God used you to do that for me.
Yeah.
And now your season is gone. So get out of my life.
Ooh.
No apologetic, no sorry. Lynn, I don't feel sorry anymore. There are people I don't talk to. I just look at them and I'm like, sis, see ya.
Bye, Felicia.
Bye, Felicia. It doesn't bother me.
Yeah.
Because if you're somebody that I want in my life, then you shouldn't treat me like that. You shouldn't be condescending towards me. You shouldn't be gaslighting me. You shouldn't be trying to intimidate me. You shouldn't try to put me down. That's somebody that I don't need in my life. And now that is the problem with a lot of us. We are scared to prune these people out. We're scared.
Yeah.
Look, when these maize is growing and those weeds are around that maize, they'll make that maize die. Or you only have 3 seeds or 3, 4, and everything dies.
Yeah.
Now, you have to think, This is the maize that feeds my children. If I take this maize to the market, this is what will pay my rent. This is what will make me take my children to school, right? So I have to prune these weeds. These weeds have to come out because I need this maize. I need to harvest something solid, nice.
Yeah.
But if you don't prune these weeds, they'll spoil the maize, and then you won't have a maize.
Yeah. Be careful of who you take criticism from.
So the maize is dead. That means your children can't feed. You can't pay your rent.
Zero.
Just because you were scared to take those weeds out.
Yeah.
My friend, take them all out. Let this maize grow.
Yeah.
So that you can take it to the market and sell it, so you can pay your rent and feed your children, because your children are your number one in your life, not your friends. Your children are number one, and then you, and then your friends, or whoever, anybody else, your family around you. So Lynn, I don't care who the person is. You can be my mom, but if you disrespect me, and you, because I know mothers who are toxic. I saw your show, A Toxic Mother. There are mothers who are toxic, fathers, sisters, brother. It doesn't, even your own children can be toxic towards you. Prune them out, block, delete, and move on. That's what I do. Because what people don't realize is God brings people in your life for a reason, a season, and a lifetime. But we don't identify these three things. And because we don't identify them, that's where we find ourselves in those positions that we find ourselves. You're crying because your friend did this to you. You're depressed. Some people even end up committing suicide because they're not strong enough to handle what their friend did to them, or what this person, even if it's your mom, your dad, your sister, your brother, did to you, because you don't identify reason, season, a lifetime, and you block, delete, and move on. But we can't do that because we are weak. We are weak and we're scared. Fear of the unknown. Hey, but this person, if I let them go, how will I? You are not born with that person. You were born by yourself. It was just you. So you can do that. And that's what, and especially with women, I advise women so much that if you feel like this person is not doing what they were meant to do in your life, that season is done, or the reason is done. But we mistake all the reasons and the season for a lifetime.
Oh, say that again.
We mistake the season and the reasons for a lifetime.
There you go. So I was hosting a guest yesterday, and she talked about radical acceptance. It is what it is.
It is what it is.
Move on. It is. Guy, the way I'm psyching myself. Yes. I'm Steve Harvey today on this show. Move on. It is what it is. Move on.
Exactly. It is what it is. You cannot change the situation. And the more you're licking their feet, the more disrespect. They'll disrespect you, because now they know they've put you where they want to put you. And now you can't get out. It doesn't matter who the person is, your husband, your wife. It doesn't matter who the person is. But you shouldn't let people define you with their expectations. Right? The definition of you should not be your limit. You should only be limited by your own definition of yourself. But people just want to define you, put you here,
put you in a box.
Put you in a box, and if you open that box a little bit, go back. You know, and you've opened it and come out, now everybody's your enemy.
Is your enemy. Move on.
So how I deal with critics and how I deal with haters is... Lynn, they say so many horrible things to me, and my children always say, "Mom, why do you just laugh?" Why do my daughter actually asked me, "Mommy, how do you just laugh when these people say these things?" And I said, "That's how I deal with it, because what am I going to do? Cry? No. I'm not going to cry because somebody said what did somebody say? Somebody said I'm a prophet of doom. Why would I cry because somebody said I'm a prophet of doom? That is their own problem. So now you said I'm a prophet of doom. Deal with that issue. I'm not going to deal with it. That's yours." And actually, anytime I see these things or I read these things, as I block, delete, and move on, I forget it, Lynn. I forget.
Out of sight.
Out of sight, out of mind.
Out of mind.
Totally. Because that's somebody who wanted attention. You're not going to get my attention. And I don't respond. The thing is as well, I don't argue with people. And that's the other mistake. You see somebody, you spend the whole day arguing with a hater. You spend the whole day arguing with somebody who is criticizing you, but in a negative way, because they want to put you down, or they want you to remain stagnant. You spend the whole... Do you know what that whole day you could have done? Or even 1 hour. Let's just talk about 1 hour. Do you know what you can do within an hour? But you're there texting. The person is saying you're texting back. I don't have that energy. My energy is to see myself up there. Not mediocre business. And being a mediocre is to start answering those people.
Yeah.
Okay?
And that,
so you have to know, is this for growth? Is this for me being stagnant? Or is this to put me down?
Yeah.
Okay? So for growth, I'll respond and I'll take it and I'll work on it. For the one that wants me to be stagnant, I'll respond only once. And I will not block them. I'll leave them there and see what they're going to do the next time. For the one that wants to put me down, I'll not even respond. I'll block, delete,
and move on. We spent a lot of time today, you know, going through London. We even made a stop at the BBC just outside. You know, we took some nice photos. We visited the High Commission. And London is busy.
Yes.
It's so busy. But I can't stop thinking that there are so many people who are here. They work so hard, yet the benefits are massive. You are a British national citizen right now. When you compare with being back home, what are some of the advantages you experience and you wish you would see that back home?
Wow. Hey, that's a good one.
Yeah.
There's a lot though.
Yeah.
There's a lot though.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes, I am a British citizen right now, and I like the fact that I can just wake up and go wherever I want.
Yeah.
Okay? Because that's the advantage of having a British passport. You just wake up and say, oh, you know, I'm going to America today. Where's the money? Hey, Lynn, I'm going to Europe. Wherever you're going, you don't need a visa. Nobody's going to stress you that you have to bring bank statement, bank details. So, so that's the benefit of having that.
Yeah.
But like I've always told you, that I don't really feel like this is my country. I really want to go back home. But I know some people love to stay here, and that's them, 100%, but I don't. But when I look back home, the security back home is scary. The medical back home, health is scary. The what is it called? Infrastructure is scary. A lot of things are scary back home. There are no jobs, you understand? And I can say, okay, yeah, I've got my certificate here. I know somebody. But what about those people who don't know that somebody, You understand? So I have to put myself in a position of a common Kenyan who doesn't know anybody, who is just looking for a job, but they can't find a job. Because they don't know anybody.
Yes.
Okay, for me, I can be like, oh, you know what, let me talk to this person, this person. But that's not how life is supposed to be. Life is supposed to be, I live in this country, like this country now in the UK, there's jobs. Okay, there's lots of jobs. But the life is hard. So that's the difference again of Kenya and here.
Yeah.
Kenya, there are no jobs. Here, there's a lot of jobs.
But
the life is hard.
Do you guys have social life? Because
As
I was telling you earlier, I'll be in the train and no one looks at another person, right? I'll be in the train and someone is just busy eating or someone is reading a book while they're walking, and I'm like, can you take a seat and just enjoy your meal? Okay, I don't know what to think about it, but people are so busy, but then I put respect on the fact that you guys, you've been able to achieve so much. Despite having come from nowhere, nothing, no generational wealth, no inheritance back home, to you guys, building your own houses back home and just taking your kids to good school. So I'm also caught in between choosing the busy life and just having a bit of social life, or Kenya, let's have social life, guys, and then we die poor. I
think there should be a balance.
Yeah.
But I think right now, there's no balance. There's no balance because Kenya, we have social life, which is so good because with social life, especially when you're depressed, especially when you're depressed and you're having social life, it can heal you. That is actually therapy on its own.
Yeah.
It can actually heal you.
Yeah.
But here, you don't even know who your neighbor is. If you don't have salt, you're eating that food without salt. If you don't have milk, you're drinking strong tea without milk.
Yeah.
And in Kenya, you can just send your child
to the neighbor.
Go to Mama Nani Sijui.
Or just shout.
Just shout, oh, Mama, so and so, can you help me with salt?
Yeah.
And you get salt. But here, you don't even know your neighbor. All right? Unless you're nosy packer, like me.
Yes.
I'm a nosy packer in my neighbor. So I know my neighbor, who my neighbor is. But even though I know my neighbor, but they're not talking to you.
Yeah.
It's just, morning, and that morning is only during summer. During winter, nobody talks to nobody because it's cold. All you want to is get home or go to work come back home.
Yeah.
So this country is so lonely. It's so lonely. There's no auntie, uncle. We have people who are just them. People die in their houses. I've not heard that in Kenya, that somebody died and 4 weeks later, 5 weeks later, they're still in the house. In this country, we even saw a woman, she's on YouTube, that died in her house for 2 years. She was in her house. How? How can you possibly explain that? And now, talking about Kenyans dying in the house, we have so many Kenyans who die in the house. 3 months later, I have one of my friends, the brother died. They found the brother 3 months later, 2 months later. How many weeks later? In Kenya, that will never happen. That never happens. It's rare because we are a community people. We talk, but in this country, even before going to somebody's house, you have to book an appointment. Even my own friends cannot just come to my house because, oh, we'll go home, yeah. When? Because people are working and working and working. And we are working because there's here, your bills here, and there's also bills home. People who are home just saying, nipatie, give.
Talk to me about that part, the misconceptions, the way we view guys in, in diaspora. We even know money grows in trees. And Maisha London and all those things. What's the truth?
The truth is, it's not easy. Even people who are skilled, and they come here with their skills like nurses, doctors, people working in finance, people working in hotels. It's still not easy even though they come and there's a job there because of the sacrifices they have to make, like especially if they have children and then the working hours.
Yes.
The working hours and then the bills. Now, I was telling you the other day, a 3-bedroom house is £1,500. And again, that depends with the area you're living in. In some areas, a 3-bedroom house can even be £2,500. That's almost 3-point-something million for a 3-bedroom that is just in an estate, not even gated area, because we don't have gated areas.
Yeah.
So our houses are not built like Kenyan houses because of security here is good. Okay, yes, we do have sometimes somebody's car was stolen, somebody's mobile phone, my friend's car and my neighbor's car were actually stolen, but it's not something that you go to bed thinking, oh my God, my car. Yeah. It's not like Kenya.
Yes.
Okay, people have convertible. They drive a convertible, their badge is there, their phone is there.
I
saw that the day.
Yeah, that's like now, I'm just like, yeah, you can even park such an expensive car just here.
Yeah, Bentley,
just here.
Bentley,
nobody cares.
Nobody. And it's a convertible Bentley just left there. The owner of park. The other day, remember, we were going to McDonald's.
Yes.
And I know our legend, Edwin, was
the
like,
legendary.
Hey, this person just left their phone in the car.
Yeah.
The phone was there and the navigator was still on.
Yes.
So someone could see the phone.
Yeah.
And the person just went to McDonald's and come back. So the security is 90% better than Kenya. Kenya is 0%, trust me.
Yeah.
And so I think it's the balance that we don't have.
Yes.
And then people back home just think, oh, there's money. Lydia just sent me money. It's the work, it's the bills. The bills are so expensive. Everything is expensive in the UK. And then if you have children, you're not allowed to leave the children in the house by themselves. That means paying for a nanny, and because the nanny knows, they take advantage as well. They get paid so much.
Yeah, I want them to tune into another episode because I was intending on bringing them a couple of things you can't do in the UK because I also know, guys, and just some of, like you were telling me, you have to pay for what road usage. And we just got the expressway back home and we were like, why are we paying for roads? Why am I paying to use a road? And I just thought I would. Guys, you just have to tune in now to that episode. I'll be bringing you that episode because I also want to give them a tour of a 3-bedroom house and how much it costs. But then I want to compare that with also the benefits that you guys receive just by living here and why you have to pay some of the things that you pay to make sure you guys are safe. So they gotta have to tune in now. I love you, my people, but you have to tune into that episode. Hopefully Lydia will be kind enough to walk me through that episode. So let's just wait and see. But
but the thing is, back home people have this thing that, oh, in the UK there's money. They ask you for money. If you tell them wait, they're angry with you. But if you tell them, sometimes it's so cold that your face turns to gray, but you have to go to work, but your face is gray because of the weather. So you say, oh my God, I'm not going to work, let me just stay home. But the person back home, who there's sunshine there, they're having fun, they're waiting for this money. and today you didn't go to work because it was damn cold.
Yeah.
You couldn't even get yourself outside. But they're waiting for that money.
Yeah.
Okay. And I think I'll blame diaspora a little bit because we have given this life that is not there.
That's the part. I told you I once interviewed this gentleman and he was such an amazing lecturer back at home. But when he went, he wasn't in the UK. He went to the US and he had to work as a watchman. But he was so ashamed. He did not want people back home to know the kind of job he was doing. So where's the shame? Where does the shame come from?
It's the
Do you
same.
think people here fake it a lot?
They do. Oh my God, a lot of people. And I'm not saying everybody, so people don't get me wrong. That, oh, that's not true. You know them now. Oh, Lydia, she's lying. So it's not everybody, but most people fake it. Most people fake it, not everybody.
Yeah.
Okay, some people don't even have money, but they go to Kenya and then they want to flash and flash and flash. By the time they come here, they go back to 9 to 5. They go back to working like donkeys because they spend all the money they had just to go and flash it and show people that I've got money, okay?
Yeah.
They go on social media, which we know 90% of things in social media lies anyway. They go take a picture in a nice car. It's not even their car. They saw a car parked, but they'll run and say, hey, take me. And then they say, hey, just about to drive off. It's not their car.
It's about to drive off.
About to drive off. In whose
To
car?
where?
You don't even know how to drive.
Yeah.
And then, because we now see these things in Africa, because this is black people ego, they like doing this, not just Kenyans.
Yes.
And then you're in Africa, now you see that. So you're thinking, oh, damn, this person is rich. I want some of that. You understand? That's when now they start, oh, can you give me money? Oh, give me money. Some people now have even stopped posting because the way people perceive them when they post something nice, they're like, I have one of my neighbors and she's like, oh, Lydia, stop posting. And she's from Ghana. It's because anytime she posts, she'll have people asking her for money because she's gone to a nice restaurant. So you can't even live your life because some people are just there waiting like hyenas.
Yes.
We want. So I'm blaming both sides because I'm also blaming diaspora as well because we give this life that does not exist. We don't tell them how, like, I remember when I came here, and my boyfriend was still in Kenya, and I used to work as a chambermaid. So when I get a pay slip, because I used to send it, my dear, this thing called love, I don't know what this love does, this stupid love. I used to send him my pay slip, send him everything. But where it's written cleaning services, I used to put Tipex, because I didn't want him to see that I'm cleaning. I put Tipex. What was that for? Stupidity. And that's what we do. So that's why the watchman was ashamed that he doesn't want to say that he's a security. By the way, it's not called watchman. It's called security man. He was a security man. He didn't want to show that he is.
Yeah.
So I was doing cleaning, but I didn't want to show my boyfriend that that's what I was doing. Yeah. So I'll Tipex and then send it back to him that, and say, I'm doing a nice job. Why do we do that? Yeah. So I did it. So I know a lot of people do it. It's just stupidity. We don't want people to see. Some people even do care. They don't even want you to. They don't want you to see them in their care uniform because they do wear care.
Okay, it's like when you take care of old people and aged people.
Yeah, so they will go and dress and hide and then come now dressed nicely and they're like, yeah. Why are you ashamed of what you're doing? I was once, but trust me, I was just stupid.
It's not worth it.
It's not worth it.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of people probably are in the position that I was when they were lying and they probably don't know better. Yeah. But I'll just say, you know what, it's not worth it.
And when you know better, you do better.
And when you know better, you do better because we learn every day. The only time you stop learning is when you're 6 feet under.
Yes.
Right? So now you're going to Jesus or you're going to the devil, wherever your soul is going to go. So probably you learn there as well.
Yeah.
But we diaspora people, we give a life that doesn't exist. Not all of us, again, that doesn't exist. So that's why we get people in Kenya just saying, or people in Africa just saying, I want, and misusing our things because they're thinking, well, even if I take your money, you're still going to work and get more money. Because when they ask you utadu, like what are you going to do? It's because they know that when you go back, you're going to go back to your nursing and get money again. Yeah. But probably you're not even a nurse because that's what you lied. You're cleaning. Yeah. You understand? Yeah. And work in the UK is hard because you have to work and work and work. And that money that you people are asking in Africa that we want, it's never there. The money is not there. And it's because of the way they ask a lot also, that also pushes people to lie what they're doing in diaspora. But we have people who don't even have papers, Lynn. And they work with somebody's papers. And that person can just turn around and say, I'm not paying you because they're using your account. We have people who, when they came to this country, they're in detention center, detention. They've never even left. But people back home are now saying, oh, so-and-so went to America or wherever.
And forgot about us.
They're boasting, you're cussing, you're throwing curses on them, and they're even in detention. They've never even left detention, but they can't even communicate with you, or they're ashamed to even say that they're in detention. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So there's a lot of things that happen. So I think we as diaspora people, we should stop giving that fake life, and I also think people back home should stop with that thinking that in diaspora there's money in the trees. There's no money,
meet
no
each
trees.
other halfway.
We should meet each other halfway. It should be a balance.
Yeah. Two things I don't want to forget, because I don't want to assume, again, we have some amazing new subscribers on our channel. And guys, I urge you to go look at our previous episode that we did on Lydia, where she gave us a very amazing interview on her personal life, how she got off a toxic relationship to being this woman that you're seeing right here. But since we are talking matters papers, could you briefly tell them how you got your papers to becoming a British citizen?
Do I have to say that?
Just, do you want to say it?
I mean, I don't care say it anymore, because it wasn't in a legal way.
Yeah.
Well, there was, I think they've done it either twice in this country.
Yeah.
They've done something called amnesty. So when my firstborn was 7, the amnesty came and they said, if you've had a child from October onwards, and my daughter was born in November, you're going to get the amnesty, which means you're going to get your papers.
Yeah.
So that's how I got my papers through my daughter, who was 7 at that time.
Yeah.
Even though now she's 24.
Yes.
So that was a very long time ago.
Yeah.
And then when they give you indefinite stay and you stay with it for a year, at that time, I don't know if it's changed now, but that's so many years ago. It was if you've had it for 1 year, you're allowed to apply for your British passport.
Okay.
So that's what I did.
Yeah.
And like I always say, this is who I am.
Yes.
When I got my indefinite stay, I stayed with it.
Yeah.
Within 11 months, so there's only 1 month left to 12 years, I'd applied already for my British passport, sent it already, and I was waiting. So by the time it was just 1 year, they sent it back to me.
Wow.
So I didn't wait.
You didn't wait.
I don't like procrastinating.
There we go.
At all.
Because it's bad. Now,
It's
another
bad.
thing I don't want to forget, guys, I hope you got that right. This is Canary.
Canary wolf.
So it's Canary. The spelling in this place is crazy. You can't say woolwich, you can't say canary, it's Canary wolf and stuff. And I know I had asked you earlier in our interview, it's like the home of the who is who. What's this place about?
Well, Canary Wolf is the place. Anytime you tell somebody that you work in Canary Wolf, they're like, oh, damn, okay, respect. So I thought, because of what I do, insurance, and this is I'm happy that we're talking about this as well as insurance, is most of my clients are Kenyans. And sometimes I talk to them and they're like, who are you doing insurance with? Is it the blue tent in Isili where you were born? And I'm like, no, it's actually not the blue tent. I actually work for a proper company.
Yes.
I work for Precise Protect.
Yes.
And within that, I work for all the insurance companies in the UK.
Yes.
And that is why I have an office in Canary Wharf, where every single big person, this is the banks, all the banks are here. You saw all the buildings, all the tall buildings are here. Everybody who is somebody, or I'm not saying other people know somebodies, but who are working in corporate world.
Yes.
So Canary Wolf is a corporate world. That's what Canary Wolf is, a corporate world. So you even working with trainers or working with jeans, you just even feel like, oh, I don't belong. You understand? So Canary Wolf is a corporate world. So that's how I can explain it. All the banks are there, all the big offices are there, all the big investors are there. So everything happens in Canary Wolf.
Look at you
so
now.
this is the center
Look at you.
of money.
Look at you. Look
the
at
center
you.
of money.
Look
and
at
that's
you.
where I'm based.
Yes.
And I'm not living here. I'm not living Canary Wolf.
Look
this
at
is
you.
the center of money.
Man,
So this is where I do my insurance, because I want to make sure that I give the best. And the best, I can only give it where the best is. And Canary Wolf is the best, because you mingle and meet with people who have their IQ is somewhere else. Their vision is somewhere else.
And that's what you gotta do to grow. You can't just be just in an ordinary
Mediocre?
environment. You have to be able to get inspiration from people who are doing way more better than you. I wanna wind up. But before I do, is there anything you think we should have touched on that we've not touched on? Because I'm gonna have you maybe give us some few tips, like 3 tips to becoming a successful businesswoman. But before we can address that, anything you think we should have touched on that we've not touched on?
Wow. No, really. I think you've touched everything. You're good. But I just want to say, before I can say in my last remarks, I just want to say to you, Lynn, thank you so much for giving us a platform. Yeah. And I know that you always say, I give you your flowers. I give you your flowers when you're alive. Yeah. So I think I'll just turn it around now. I give you your flowers when you're still alive. Because you what you're doing is something that a lot of people don't do. Okay? A lot of people just... I always do this. That's why I don't even like long hair. So I always do this. People are like, oh, I'm a slave. I'm a bang. I have 10,000 nails and 1,000 cars. And you're not like that.
Hi, my people.
You're out there touching people's lives. You're out there making a difference and making change. Yeah. Because the thing is, when you pass on, which we'll all do someday, when you pass on, what legacy have you left behind? Cars are not legacy. Houses are not legacy. Yeah. All these nice clothes and Gucci bags, those are not legacy. Yeah. A legacy is somebody who can stand on the microphone and say, today I am this because Lynn Ngugi touched my life and gave me this and did this without bragging. Yes. Do you understand? Yeah. So what you've done, the legacy that you're leaving behind is something that is remarkable. And you're not just doing that for your family, you're doing that for entire globe.
Thank you.
Look at today, a woman, I got a message from a Nigerian woman. I don't even know her. She was very upset because she knows I'm with you. And she said, can you tell her
to do stories in English?
It's not only Kenyans watching her. Yeah. It is the whole world watching her.
Can I just pause, because I've tried this everywhere. So guys, our episodes have English captions. I know that's not enough. Just go on this CC button and press it, and they are able to watch our conversations in English. But apart from that, for me, and it was criticism, but for me, it felt really nice.
Yeah, it was a positive.
People are actually watching our work everywhere. So that's a big deal for me.
But it's because of who you are and because of what you're doing. So continue doing that.
Thank you. Thank you.
And what I want to say, the three things I want to say is passion, okay? Because if you have passion, you don't do something thinking that I want to make money, all right? I'm going into this because I want to make money. No, you go into that and then you become a magnet, all right? So anywhere you walk, money, you'll be. Do you know how magnets just pull things, okay? So have a passion to be a magnet. Don't have a passion to make money, because when you make that money, you just use it and it will finish. But if you're a magnet, you'll be pulling money. You'll be pulling money. So that's why I say have passion to consistency. Consistency. I know one day you told me that when you started your channel, only 2 people, you had only 2 views and 4 views. Did you give up? No, because those views, it wasn't about the views, it was about the content. It wasn't about the views, it was about the story behind the 2 views. Okay, so that's called consistency. You continue doing it. Now you have like 1 million. I saw one of your clips had 1 million views. So it's consistency. If you're doing it, people are mocking you, people are laughing at you, people are looking at you, my friend, keep on doing it, because even God respects consistency. You have to keep on doing it, don't stop. And then the other one is discipline. Okay, especially time wise, because something that we all have is time, and something that you'll never get back is time. Regardless of how much money you have, you can never get that. So like I say, that the time you're wasting arguing with people, that's time. You'll never get that back. So what I can say is use your time wisely. Okay, have a plan. So some people don't even have a plan. They just wake up, oh, today what am I doing? Oh, I go to the market. No, have a plan and say, the whole of this month, what am I going to do? So on Monday, I'm going to do this. On Saturday, I'm going to do this. Have a plan. Even if you can't have it a month, then have a week plan. Good. So when you go, before you go to bed, look at your diary tomorrow. So tomorrow I have to wake up this time. I have to wake up this time. Wake up early.
Respect yourself.
Respect yourself. Time. Okay? And also the other thing as well is when people wake up in the morning, most people when they wake up in the morning, they take their mobile phones. I see that a lot. When I wake up in the morning, I wake up at 6, I get myself ready and everything, 6:30, I'm going out for a walk. I walk for 1 hour, 30 minutes to pray, clear my mind, whatever. When I come back, I do my prayers. After I do my prayers, that's when I touch my phone. So by the time I'm touching my phone, probably it's 8:30 or 9 o'clock. Okay, that's when I now touch my phone and like, okay, what's going on in the world? But just wake up and get distracted by negativities, because social media, there's so much negativity that now, how have you started your day? with negative vibes. Don't start your day with negative vibes.
Yeah.
So that's how I'll say, use your time wisely.
And respect yourself.
And respect yourself. And
Yes.
you get your returns of investment.
Yay! Lydia Tett
Olet.
Olet. The one and only. Unapologetic,
LTO.
successful, and an
Unapologetic.
amazing mom.
Thank
you for honoring us and just sharing your story with us. You are incredible. I give you your flowers every other time. I want to give you your flowers again. You are the reason our team has been able to travel to the UK. I'm such an honest person. We've not paid a dime. We are here. You've taken your time. You've shown us around. Edwin got an opportunity to go and see the Emirates Stadium. Joshua J. Karanja still there searching for his spare parts for his car. I'm still here waiting to have my Costa coffee in this land, and you've really made that possible for us to come and just experience this wonderful country. So thank you so much. And I also want to say thank you. Today you got to meet one of my mentors. Guys, you always hear me saying Saveli Barashkov. Who know? Like all the way from Ukraine, we get to meet again here in London. What God cannot do does not exist.
Amen.
So he's just right here behind the camera. But I just want to say thank you so much. I've been surrounded by people who have been supportive. I have never lacked matters support, and that's not something I take for granted. So thank you, Lydia Tett Olet. Thank you, Saveli Barashkov. Thank you for organizing an amazing meet and greet. This whole UK, so I know places. I can tell people I'm going to Wales, I'm going to Canary Wharf. I don't care what nobody says. I'm not reading these names like everybody else. It's not Canary. But guy, they are coming for me with stones. Canary Wharf. Thank you for just the MacD's, Big Mac. As I said, I'm not having Kenyan food in the UK. Why did I travel all the way to the UK to have Kenyan food back here? I love Kenyan food, not like really, but thank you for really accommodating us and making sure we are home. You are amazing. So take your flowers.
Thank you.
And of course, guys, I don't get to do this alone. My amazing team, legendary camera person and director Edwin Ochieng, thank you for everything you do here on the show. And Joshua J. Karanja, who is very, very friendly with his phone. Man, he's been enjoying. Hey! Hey, bro. Oh, there's Wi-Fi everywhere. Oh, that's why he's not talking to me. And of course, Joshua J. Karanja, who is an amazing spectator of this show. Thank you so much. Where am I being shamed? Yeah, and now I'm about to go get some drinks with my team, maybe have a latte, maybe have some water with my team. Thank you so much for tuning in, guys, and I hope we can continue impacting the world. We gotta change, guys. Even me, myself, I'm challenging me. I gotta bring you impactful content all around the world. So who knows where we could be next, but if you want to share your story, my email right here. Where can they get you? I know
Facebook,
yes.
just Lydia Tett Olet.
Tett Olet, and
Yeah.
we have Kenyan Friends website, guys.
Yeah,
Go
Kenya
and
in the Park.
Kenya in the Park. Go check it out. Not forgetting our amazing people at Tap Send, guys. If you are here in diaspora and you want to send money back home, that's the app to use. If they ask, say Lynn endorsed it. Till next time, bye-bye. Some more. Can I have some more?
So trust the process. One day your life is gonna change. Keep on believing. You will be better than before.